Guys, what's everyone so mad about? I mean, we didn't take a single long goal kick in that match. Mission accomplished, right? What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here. So I didn't even expect to do a video for this match. Fully went in. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it after the match because I had plans. Basically, right at 5, I had to be gone. So because of that, I knew I wouldn't have time to talk about the match. And on top of that, I mean, it's second leg against Legia. We're already 3-0 up. I fully expected to have nothing to talk about. I expected there to be probably some kids playing, probably some of the players that don't get a whole lot of starts in as well. I expected it to be a pretty drab match. Because when you go in second leg, you're at home and you're already up 3-0. I expect it to be a comfortable, let's just take care of business, no problem. But it was not any of what I was expecting. First of all, the lineup is strong. Outside of Achimpong, everybody else, first teamers or second teamers. No youth in the side. George comes on for a sub appearance, but there's no youth in there outside of those two. And you've gone with Jackson, you've gone with Palmer, you've gone with Sancho, who, in my opinion, after the past few matches, needs to be starting. James is starting again in the midfield for some reason. You've got Cucurella starting. What the hell is that lineup? And we've got must-win matches coming up on the weekend. You should be resting your first-team players here. But then on top of that, we didn't even win. You lose 2-1. You let them get the first goal. And then you barely get an equalizer through Cucurella again, because of course it's Cucurella, because he's the only dangerous player we have at the team right now. You think he gets a second one, but it's slightly offside. And now they're ahead 2-1, and you can't get a goal. You bring off Jackson at halftime, which I'll talk about him in a minute, but there's just no threat in our attack for the second half. I cannot remember a single attack we had that actually had me convinced that we might score. I can remember a few from them. They were pushing. There was a point, I think it was like 70, 75 minutes gone. I just remember thinking, if they score another one, we're going to overtime because they're going to get a third with the momentum they have right now and with how shit our defense is. So just to get embarrassed like we did with, again, not a weak lineup, that's awful. And it's raised a lot of questions about Maresca, which questions have already been raised after the Ipswich match, but this one, you're expecting there to be some sort of reaction. After that embarrassing performance, you expect some players to get rested. You expect there to be kind of a drive behind the team to say, hey, let's put that behind us. We got the crowd against us right now at home. Let's put that to bed and let's show them what we can do. Instead, you're just expecting the next home match to be nothing but booze because of how awful we look at home. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. It falls on the sporting directors. It falls on Maresca. There is such a lack of desire right now at the club. I've said it for a few weeks now. I don't expect us to get Europe next season. I expect us to get beat in the final by either Fiorentina or Real Betis, whoever makes it through. They're going to beat us because they have a little bit of quality. They're going to have a lot of desire to win a trophy, and we're not going to be able to match that desire. As we've seen from Ipswich, as we've seen from Legia, neither of them are good teams, but they outfought us. They wanted it more than we did. So Fiorentina, Real Betis, they have more quality. They're going to outfight us. They're going to win. Every other team that we face in the Premier League this season, they're going to win because they're going to want it more than us. The only team that we have a chance against is Man U. So I don't see any wins coming our way. We're going to beat whoever we're facing in the semifinals because I don't even know how to pronounce their name, but there's some lower team that should not cause us any trouble. But as soon as we get to the final and we face one of two teams that are actually looking like decent sides this season, that's going to be it. We're going to end the season without a trophy. We're going to end this season without getting into Europe next season. There's going to be so much money that we're going to miss out on. I wouldn't be surprised if we get penalized. But what do you expect? When you've got the manager that you have, he's completely out of his depth. He doesn't know how to handle the pressure. It is Potter 2.0. I've said it so many times. You cannot expect a manager to take such a big step up for his first big job. Like, it's way too much to ask for a young coach. If this were a guy who's maybe been doing it for a while and he's been managing at like a mid-table club for a while, maybe you can expect that experience to kind of carry him through. But when you look at a young manager, the only head coaching position he's had at a high level has been Leicester in the Championship. You can't expect him to jump up and make that leap. And you can tell he's out of his depth. He doesn't know how to change. He doesn't know how to adapt. Now he's coming at us, the fans. Because, they're on the backs of the players, and so we went long that one time, and that that's what caused the goal. No, your dumbass tactics could have caused the goal seconds prior. Guess what? In this last match, we didn't go long on a goal kick once. We still conceded 2. So clearly, it's not the long balls that are the problem. It's your dumbass tactics. The corner that we concede from, the reason we gave it up is because we went short on a goal kick. Gave away the ball. They had a chance. We blocked it. Corner. Off the corner, they go and score. And I know some people have talked about this, but we bring in a set piece coach. What has he done? As I mentioned against Ipswich, we did not look dangerous from corners at all. We scored off of 1, and now we're conceding so damn easily from 1. A simple cross to the back post, nobody's marking the guy. Nobody's on him. Nobody's aware. And he just puts it back across to the striker who's in motion while everybody else is standing and watching. James completely turns off. May not have been a striker now I'm thinking about it. I think it might have been a defender or a midfielder. What's our set piece coach doing? What's he doing to set us up to not concede from corners from free kicks? What's he doing to set us up to score from corners from free kicks? As far as I can tell, next to nothing. Everybody wants to make fun of Arsenal because all they can do is score from free kicks and corners. Okay, at least they're scoring from them. What are we doing? We can't score from open play or from set pieces. But yeah, for Maresca to criticize the fans in the way he did after the Ipswich match, it is just borderline idiocy. It brings to mind Ange. Because Ange, first season at Tottenham, was pretty good. He got him into a good position, but you could see the disconnect between him and the fans. You could see that there was something missing there. He couldn't change how he wanted to play. Obviously, that benefited us whenever we beat him 4-1 because he kept playing the high line with the 9 men. It benefited us in that match, and from then on, people knew how to play against him. And it's been a downward trajectory since. He's called out the fans several times. He's had issues with them. He's gone at him at several points. It's been a shit show over there. We have the same type of manager now. It started well. It had that, we're looking good. Everybody's loving how he's playing. He's got the team playing, all of that stuff. And then things start going wrong. He starts to get found out. And now all of a sudden, oh no, we're going down. We're going down. Oh, what's happening? We can't figure it out. He can't change how he plays, so we're going down. And now he's calling out us. He's saying the fans are not good enough. The fans are not... I'm sorry, what do you want the fans to do? Oh, hey guys, it's okay. I know you just gave away the ball for like the 20th time today because we're passing out of the back for some dumbass reason, even though we know our keeper can't pass out of the back and the defense can't play out of the back, even though we've seen several times they can't do that. Oh, but it's okay, guys. Just do it again and give the ball away. What do you want the fans to do? It's ridiculous that he would even think that saying the fans were the problem in that match, when Ipswich had a chance right before that goal that was created because the team was playing how he wanted them to play. They did that. They gave away the ball. We nearly got scored on. They change it because the fans said so. And then all of a sudden, it's the fans' fault because we changed and then we got scored on. We were going to get scored on anyway. So yeah, for Maresca, I mean, he's clearly got to go. I know some people are saying, like, who do you bring in? And that is kind of the issue, is that there's not really any options out there right now. There might not even be any options that look at how the club is set up. I mean, Pochettino, he wanted to leave because the club is a shit show. And the way that the co-sporting directors are set up, it's a shit show. So we may not even be able to attract top-level managers right now. To be fair, you might as well just see out the season with this guy in charge. Because what are you going to do? Bring in Lampard and have him finish out the season like you did with Potter's season? We saw how that worked out. We didn't win, but one game, I think, with him in charge? So that's not the option. So might as well just have him finish out this shit show of a season. And then it can be his fault that we didn't get Europe. It can be on his CV. And he can be the one that takes the blame. And then we move on next season when we go bring in an actual quality manager. We go change up how we're doing things at the top level to make it more appealing and say, hey, we figured out the problems. We figured out that we're not going to do it this way anymore because this way is not working. Our transfer strategy is not working. And then we can actually attract some players and some managers in that are going to take us back to the top. Not these mid-quality players and these mid-quality managers that are going to make us a mid-table side, like we're going to be pretty much every year. But frankly, I don't see that happening. Because if they couldn't learn from their mistakes in the first 2 seasons, they're not going to learn from them in the 3rd season either. It's just not going to happen. Doesn't matter how many times we see this is a problem. With Pochettino, we saw this is what quality can bring you. We managed to step it up by the end of the season. We managed to find some of our best players playing at their best because Pochettino brought it out of them. And then you got Maresca coming in and just takes that back out, brings it back down to his level, which is mid-table. But anyways, that long rant done. Talk about the players in the match. I mean, Jorgensen has once again proved that Sanchez is still a better keeper, even though he's not that good. It really does boggle my mind that Petrovic was loaned out because he was by far the best of these three. Yeah, and he's not even really that good, in my opinion. But hey, he's at least Premier League level. I think Sanchez and Jorgensen have shown several times this season that they're not Premier League level. Our back line, pathetic. Badiashile, Tosin both looked out of their depth against Legia. Like, the striker was causing them so many issues, which is embarrassing. That's what we can expect. I mean, Badiashile, we know, is not anywhere near Premier League level. He's shown that for at least the past 2 seasons. Tosin, though, really disappointing because, as I've said multiple times, I was hoping a player that has some experience. He's a bit older than the rest of the defense. He's played for Fulham. I was hoping he'd come in and just have that little bit of know-how to at least bring the defense together a little bit, maybe organize some stuff, but no, he's terrible. Achimpong, Cucurella, I'm not going to criticize Achimpong because he's young. Cucurella, though, kind of did what he typically does. He's a lot of energy on that left side, breaks into the box, makes some good runs, dangerous, our most dangerous player. It's embarrassing for our attack that is our best option is Cucurella arriving in the box. James looked lazy again. Several moments where he was getting caught on the ball. He defensively wasn't up to scratch. I mean, penalty starts from him just sort of standing and watching as Palmer's putting in a challenge high up the pitch. And he's too lazy to react whenever the guy breaks away from Palmer. And now it's a breakaway because they get him behind him. Dewsbury-Hall, even at this level, not good enough. I talked about in the last match against Legia, he typically looks good in these types of games because this is more his level and he's been kind of working his way up. But in this one, he got overrun in the midfield. I don't know what happened. Because like I said, he had a few matches where he looked like he might at least be a decent Premier League player, but this one just brought him back down, in my opinion, back down to where I've thought he belongs for a while in the Championship. The front four was pathetic. Palmer, Sancho. Sancho did okay. I'll give him some credit. He looked pretty dangerous. He looked willing to take on players. I mean, and Cuckoo, Palmer, and Jackson, just nothing from him. I do not know what's happened with Palmer and Jackson. With Jackson, he came back in that first match against Spurs, and I'm thinking, okay, cool, we finally have him back. We finally have the striker back that we need up there that can be mobile, that can cause issues for the defense. And then against Ipswich and Legia now, nothing. He's not at all his usual energetic self. He's not making runs. He's not trying to get on the ball. He's not causing problems for the defense anymore. So I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know if the injury is still affecting him. Maybe he's come back a bit too early, but he's not at all the same player that we had. Even when he was going through his bad run of form, he was still doing enough to help the team. He's not doing that anymore. And then Palmer, I mean, his form's just gone off a cliff. It went from he wasn't scoring, but he was at least creating chances. He was at least being dangerous on the ball. It was just that finishing touch wasn't quite there. Now he's just not affecting the game at all. He's not involved. He's not doing anything to really help out in the attack. He had one ball over the top. It was the one that ended up leading to the offside goal. One ball that, okay, there you go. There's a good ball from him. And of course, unluckily, offside. But outside of that, terrible first chance in the game that he just blazes over for no reason. To not even put it on target is not at all what I expect from him. And then the second one, header that gets blocked. Okay, half chance, decent chance at least, good save from the keeper. Outside of that, I don't remember anything he did. So it's really concerning that two of our best, most dangerous attacking players over the past set of matches have been completely ineffective. Not just they're not scoring or assisting, they are not affecting the game like they used to. And then I'll also say the subs that came on didn't really do much either. George, hate to say it, but I was expecting some lively energy from him. Didn't really bring that much. Madueke, usual selfish self, and typically he can at least justify that in games against teams like Legia because he has enough quality on the ball to be dangerous and actually score or assist. He didn't do that. In fact, there was one moment I do want to call him out for because George picks up the ball, top of the box, nobody's putting pressure on him, and he takes a shot. Bad shot, goes flying over, but he has a shot because he has the room and space to do it. That's fine. Madueke goes nuts at him because he was in space and didn't pass. And all I could think was, if you were in that spot, you would be having that shot. In fact, a couple minutes later, he drives inside, he has a bit of space, there's somebody on the far side, wide open, he blazes his shot over. So you did the exact same thing because that's what you always do. You have no right to yell at anybody for taking that shot when you know you would have done the exact same thing. Outside of that, I think Gusto came on for Cucurella at some point. Can't remember. I think somebody else was subbed on, but I don't know. Like, that's the thing. I just don't care because this game has just absolutely killed my interest for the rest of the season. I mean, Ipswich has already trashed my hopes of making Champions League, but I at least looked at the Conference League and said, okay, if we can at least just put together some good performances there. I mean, these teams are not going to be as high of a level as the Premier League. At least get some work done there to boost the confidence a little bit for the end of the season, but they couldn't even do that. And now it just feels like every match we're going into, I'm expecting a draw or a loss. Outside of the one team that we're going to play in the semifinals, because again, don't even know who this team is. And if we get knocked out by them, oh boy, you can imagine the reaction. You can imagine how Chelsea fans are going to react to getting knocked out by some no-name team that I don't think any of us have ever heard of. Would be ridiculous. But even that is just going to lead to a final where we're going to get beat by somebody who's slightly better, slightly more talented, and just has some desire. Because that's all you have to do. You just have to have quality and you have to have desire. You're going to beat us right now. It's easy to predict what we're going to do because Maresca can't change by his own words. And so teams have figured us out. And if you can't change, you're not fit to be a manager. You should go to a lower side that has maybe some more quality. Go to some of these other leagues, company with Bayern. Yeah, he can do what he does at Bayern because he's not going to change. Teams are going to figure it out. But hey, it's Bayern. They're better than like most of the league outside of 2 teams by a long shot. So even if teams know how to play against them, they still have enough quality to get the job done. At Chelsea, we don't have that. We don't have the players to do that. Pep can do it at Man City because he has the players to do it at Man City. They have assembled that squad to be the best squad in England. And so Pep has the ability to do that there. With Chelsea, we have a good squad. We have a lot of talent. It's not far, far better than everybody else in the league. So you have to adapt. You have to change. And that's the basis of it. Who knows what's going to happen next? Like I said, I'm pretty sure Maresca's not going anywhere till the end of the season. Even then, I'm not confident he's going to be gone. Even if we don't make Europe next season, I'm not confident they're going to get rid of him because he's done well enough. With Potter, it got to a point where, okay, we got to get rid of him or else we might get relegated. With Maresca, he's done just well enough because of his start to the season that they're going to look at it and go, you know what? We'll get him next season, guys. We're going to do okay next season. We just got to get a few more players in, but this guy knows what he's doing because he nearly got us into Europe. He got us to a final and a European competition. We like this guy. He's also a yes man, which is great for us because we don't want a manager who's actually going to speak his mind. So yeah, we're going to stick with him for next season. It's ridiculous. But anyways, this turned into a little bit longer of a rant than I wanted it to be. But what can I say? I'm pissed and I have not had a chance to rant about this game since yesterday. So here I am releasing all of my aggression onto the video because that's unfortunately the main reason why I started this channel. But with all that being said, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on the game yesterday? Let me know. We could talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Chelsea reviews. Also check out the channel. We have a lot of other reviews on here as well as some Let's Plays. So check those out if you have time. But until next time, I hope you guys have a great day. I will talk to you all later. Peace out.